There is a moment at the edge of sleep that arrives not with thunder, but with hush. You do not notice it at first. Perhaps it's in the way your fingers stop twitching, or how your eyes begin to forget what they were meant to look at. The day begins to loosen its hold on you, one thread at a time. Thoughts that were once sharp and full of edges start to soften, like petals soaking in water. Your mind, once alert like a bird startled into flight, now folds its wings and waits. Around you, the room is the same, but something in you begins to shift, not dramatically, but slowly, like sand sinking beneath still water. Your breath is the first to obey. It deepens, not because you will it, but because your body knows. A quiet intelligence stirs inside your chest, a rhythm written long ago in your bones. Sleep is not a command you give. It is a permission you offer, and your brain, ever watchful, accepts this invitation. It does not switch off like a lamp. It dims, like evening fading into twilight. You begin to descend. The first stage is gentle, like stepping into warm bathwater. This is light sleep, but it's not unimportant. Here, the gates to the waking world are still slightly ajar. Sounds may still touch you, a distant car, a shifting floorboard, but already your brain is beginning its quiet withdrawal. It is sifting through the noise, deciding what matters and what can be left behind. Alpha waves, those gentle ripples of relaxed wakefulness, begin to fade. In their place, theta waves rise, slower, deeper, like long exhalations in a forest clearing. The cortex, the thinking part of you, starts to step back from the wheel. Your prefrontal cortex, that stern planner, begins to loosen its grip, allowing thoughts to drift without conclusion. You are floating now, unanchored yet not lost, held not by tension but by trust. Muscles let go. Your jaw, your shoulders, even your toes, they no longer brace against the world. It is safe now to soften. It is safe to surrender. Your heart joins this rhythm. It slows, not drastically, but enough to signal to every cell, the day is done. This is not just rest. It is transformation. Inside you, subtle shifts begin to unfold. Melatonin, the quiet chemist of the night, begins its work as the light dims. Produced in the pineal gland, this molecule whispers to every system in your body. Rest, repair, reset. Outside, time keeps going, clocks tick, cities hum. But you are no longer fully here. You have begun your crossing. This descent into sleep is like walking backwards into the sea. You cannot see what lies behind you, but your body remembers the depth, remembers the current. There is nothing to solve. Now, no decision to make, no performance to give. Only the gentle undoing of thought, the untying of the day. Neurons slow their chatter. Synapses take deeper breaths. Even your senses begin to dim. Vision softens, hearing narrows. Touch becomes a vague warmth, not a detail. You do not fall asleep like falling through a trapdoor. You ease into it the way the moon rises, not all at once, but in quiet increments. Your brain has waited all day for this, to switch roles from conductor to caretaker, from outward attention to inward restoration. And here, in this first shallow pool of slumber, you are still aware of being human, but it no longer burdens you. You feel held by something older than language, older than memory. Your thoughts are still present, but they float, not like stones, but like clouds, changing shape, drifting, disappearing. Perhaps one thought lingers, something someone said, a plan left unfinished, a worry that tries to stay. But even these lose their urgency. The sharpness dulls. The meaning thins. Sleep does not argue with thought. It outlasts it. And so you drift deeper. Just enough to feel the line blur between remembering and dreaming. You are not yet gone, but you are no longer fully here. This moment, The slow descent is where the magic begins. Because in letting go, your brain starts to repair, to clean, to file away what matters. And just beneath this first layer, just below this soft descent, waves are building. Waves that will carry you into the deeper chambers of the night. Waves that do not just calm, but heal. And already, you are beginning to feel them rise. If you could press your ear to the inside of your own mind, you might hear not words, not memories, but waves. Not like the ocean's crash, but like the rise and fall of thought when it forgets itself. Soft, repetitive, rhythmic, ancient. Your brain speaks in electricity, but not in static or in sparks, in patterns. These patterns are called brainwaves, and they carry the rhythm of your life, especially in sleep. As you lie down, the fast, jittery hum of waking life begins to slow. Your thoughts, once skipping like stones across water, begin to glide, then sink. This slowing can be felt, but it can also be measured. Scientists call them waves because, quite simply, that's how they behave. Rising and falling, peaking and rolling, changing with your every breath, every heartbeat, every blink. When you're fully awake, your brain crackles with beta waves. Fast, sharp bursts of activity made for solving, planning, remembering names and numbers. But now, as you settle beneath the covers, something quieter emerges. Alpha waves appear first. They are slower, more fluid. They wash through your mind like a calm breeze. They are the first sign that your brain is letting go of the world outside. You feel it when your eyes grow heavy, when the room begins to feel softer around the edges. Alpha is the curtain slowly falling on the play of your day, but the descent continues. The theta waves rise like gentle swells in a lake at dusk. Slower, still. They arrive during light sleep, a state between waking and dreaming, where images flash and dissolve, where time feels stretched. You may not even notice you've crossed into it, but your brain has. It has slowed the tide. These theta waves are the lullabies of your inner self. They hum through the hippocampus, whispering, "Remember this, forget that, let go now." They do not shout, they do not rush. They guide, but deeper still, beneath even these soft rhythms, are the delta waves. These are the deepest, slowest waves of all. You enter this place in the later stages of sleep, where the mind becomes almost silent. Here, neurons fire together in great, low pulses. One, then rest, then another. A rhythm as slow as a heartbeat in deep meditation. Delta sleep is where the true healing begins. Your body repairs tissues, your immune system resets, your energy is restored cell by cell. Delta is not just rest, it is rebuilding. You are being remade in this stillness. And what's most miraculous? These waves are not things you must control. You don't need to understand their math or guide them with effort. They come on their own, with trust, with quiet, with darkness. They know the path. You simply follow. All of this, these invisible oceans within your skull, are coordinated by a symphony of structures in your brain. The thalamus, the cortex, the brainstem, like conductors of a silent orchestra. Each section coming in when needed. Each pause purposeful. Each swell meaningful. There is no chaos in your brainwaves, only music. Even your dreams ride these waves. During REM sleep, the waves shift again, becoming faster, almost like waking, but not quite. You are paralyzed, protected from acting out dreams, yet your brain is wildly alive. Painting stories, testing feelings, sorting memory. And even here, waves guide the brush. You may wonder why it matters. Why these names, these waves, these phases? Because your brain is not guessing in the dark. It is performing something sacred, something precise. Each night, the rhythm repeats, alpha to theta, theta to delta, delta to REM, and again. This cycle happens about every 90 minutes, like a tide returning. You go through it 4 to 6 times every night, and each pass shapes you in different ways. The early night is for deep delta sleep, for healing. The later hours favor REM for dreaming and learning. Your brain knows how to balance it. Even when you don single quotes T dot, so if you wake in the night, do not panic. You are simply at the edge of one wave, ready to ride the next. Think of these brainwaves as a sea and yourself as a small boat. You are not the captain. You are the passenger. And the waves will carry you. They have been carrying you since before you were born. Even in the womb, sleep and its rhythms begin. Even there, waves dance across your forming mind. Sleep is not just a function. It is a language. One your body has spoken longer than you've had a name. And now, as you lie here, surrounded by darkness and warmth, those waves are beginning again. You may feel your limbs grow heavier, your breathing longer, your thoughts fewer. This is the rhythm arriving, the slow, deep tide. Let it take you dot. There is a secret shift that takes place when you fall asleep, not in your dreams, not in your thoughts, but in the physical space between your brain cells. You may think sleep is a time when the body simply powers down, but in truth, it is when one of your most vital systems powers up, quietly, without ceremony, like a gentle river, beginning to move. Your brain is surrounded by a clear liquid called cerebrospinal fluid, and during the day, it cushions, it balances, it protects. But at night, as your brain slips into sleep, this fluid takes on a new, profound role. It becomes the cleanser of the mind. There is a special system for this, one that was only fully understood in recent years. It is called the glymphatic system, named for the glial cells that support your neurons. It works like a cleaning crew that comes in when the building is finally empty. While you are awake, your brain is busy, thinking, solving, reacting, storing. That activity creates waste, microscopic clutter, proteins, and toxins that slowly accumulate between your cells. Some of these, if left behind, are linked to memory loss and neurodegenerative diseases. But sleep offers protection. It offers cleansing. When you fall into deep sleep, the space between your brain cells expands as much as 60%. This isn't just metaphor. It's a physical shift. The brain quite literally makes room for its own renewal. And into that expanded space flows the glymphatic current. Cerebrospinal fluid moves through, rinsing the spaces between neurons, flushing away the molecular debris of the day. It is a washing, but not of the body. Of the mind. The toxin beta amyloid, for example, a protein associated with Alzheimer's, is cleared more efficiently during sleep. This is not an abstract idea. It is measurable. And it tells us something astonishing, that sleep is not just restorative, it is preventative. You do not feel this cleanup. You do not dream of it. It is silent, like moonlight on stone. But it is vital. Without it, memory fades faster. Focus dulls. The very clarity of consciousness begins to rust. Think of your brain as a library, one filled with handwritten books, delicate pages, and ink that smudges. Each day, visitors come, flipping through the volumes, spilling thoughts, leaving fingerprints. By night, the library closes. And then a silent team arrives. They dust the shelves, repair the bindings, tuck loose notes back into their rightful places. By morning, you awaken to a mind that has been reordered, refreshed, made ready. This glymphatic flow is more active in deep non-REM sleep, especially during slow-wave sleep when delta brain waves dominate. The same waves that carry you deeper also open the gates to this river of renewal. It is a reminder There is intelligence in your biology, a wisdom older than your thoughts. Your brain does not wait for you to choose rest. It is built to seek it, to use it, to depend on it. Even your heart, while slower during sleep, cooperates, pushing blood more efficiently, allowing the brain more time to flush and heal. Your body is not divided. It is a symphony. And sleep is the quiet movement where the hidden instruments begin to play. And what of dreams? They do not disrupt this process. They float above it, like mist above a river. While one layer of your mind simulates memories and feelings, another layer is cleaning, sorting, preparing. You dream, and below the surface you heal. This is why poor sleep feels like fog. It is not just tiredness, it is uncleared thought. Toxins left lingering. The house left untended. So tonight, as you rest your head, know this: there is work being done in the silence. Work you do not direct, but that benefits you more than any conscious effort. Let that bring peace. Let that soften your breath. You do not have to fix yourself. You only have to rest. The housekeeper within will do the rest. All day long, your mind collects. It gathers words, faces, glances, numbers. It gathers the warmth of a hand, the tone of a voice, the uneaten half of a sentence. Some moments you remember clearly, a conversation, a lesson, a mistake. Others drift past you, quiet, unnoticed. But the brain notices. It gathers more than you know. And when night comes, it begins to sort. Sleep, especially slow wave. Sleep is not passive rest. It is an active filing system. A curator moving through the galleries of your day, deciding what belongs in the museum and what can be let go. The hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure buried deep in your brain, acts like a temporary holding shelf. During the day, memories are placed there, fragile and fresh. But at night, while you sleep, the hippocampus begins its quiet work. It sends signals to the neocortex, the part of your brain where long-term memories are stored. Together, they replay the day in soft pulses. They rehearse what mattered. They strengthen what you'll need to remember. This is called memory consolidation, the process by which your short-term experiences are transformed into long-term knowledge. Imagine a librarian walking through the stacks with a candle, choosing which pages to copy, which to shelve, and which to burn. The process is not perfect, and that is its genius. Not everything is kept. Not everything needs to be. Your brain prioritizes what was emotional, what was repeated, what surprised you. A face seen once may be forgotten, but a laugh shared in sorrow, that might stay forever. And so, as you drift through the cycles of sleep, your brain weaves a tapestry. It connects today with yesterday. It links names to feelings, places to intentions. Even problem solving can occur in sleep. There are studies showing that after rest, people are more likely to find creative solutions. That's because the sleeping brain does not follow strict lines. It wanders, explores, draws unexpected lines between distant dots. You may have heard the phrase, sleep on it. It is more than advice. It is biology. And then there are dreams, colorful, confusing, strange. Though they often feel chaotic, they are part of this sorting process. During REM sleep, when the brain is most active, emotions and memories are blended, tested. Reimagined. Dreams help soften sharp feelings, smooth out the emotional wrinkles of the day. They do not fix everything, but they give your mind space to feel without consequence. Think of it like rearranging furniture in a darkened room. Sometimes you knock something over, but sometimes you find a better way to move through the space. Even if you don't remember your dreams, they leave there. Fingerprints. They help shape the mood in which you wake. Lighter, softer, clearer. Children, whose brains are growing fast, need even more of this nighttime sorting. That is why they sleep so deeply, so long. Their brains are constantly learning and constantly organizing. But even as an adult, your mind remains a lifelong student. And sleep is your nightly school. The more you learn during the day, the more your brain needs sleep to file it away. That's why sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired. It makes you forgetful. It makes it harder to learn. Because the filing cabinets never had time to close. And when sleep is good, you may notice something simple but powerful. You wake up remembering. Not everything, but enough. Enough to move forward. Enough to build upon. You wake, and the memories are not heavy. They're arranged, stacked, gently preserved. Like leaves pressed between pages. Like letters tucked into drawers. So tonight, as you lie still, know that the work of memory is not done. Your mind is not asleep. It is organizing. It is letting go of what does not serve you and keeping what might. You do not have to remember every moment. You only need to trust that the moments that matter are being kept safe. Your body lies still, but your eyes move, flickering beneath closed lids, darting left, then right, then still again. This is REM sleep, rapid eye movement, a unique and powerful stage of your nightly rhythm. Outwardly, nothing seems to be happening, but inside, a storm of activity rises. Your brain lights up. Your heart beats a little faster. Your breathing shifts. You are dreaming now, and dreaming is not distraction. It is rehearsal. Your mind, free from the noise of waking life, begins to simulate scenes, some familiar, some surreal. You walk through strange streets, see faces that flicker, speak words you don't remember learning. It may seem random, but it is not. During REM sleep, your limbic system, the center of emotion, becomes highly active. So does your visual cortex, which helps you see even when your eyes are closed. But your prefrontal cortex, the logical, controlling part of your mind, goes quiet. That's why dreams feel so unbound. Why logic can bend. Why time stretches and twists. In dreams, your mind plays freely, without rules, without judgment. But behind the strangeness is purpose. Your brain uses REM sleep to simulate experience, to run emotional drills, to practice responses to fear, to test reactions to joy, to replay situations with new outcomes. It is not rehearsing what did happen. It is rehearsing what could happen. Think of it as your inner theater. The actors are drawn from your memories. The scripts come from your hopes, your fears, your subconscious whisperings. You may dream of flying, but you are really rehearsing freedom. You may dream of falling, but you are preparing for loss. You may dream of people long gone, but your mind is exploring connection. The dreams are metaphors, not answers. They are feelings with costumes on. Children dream often, more REM sleep than adults. Their brains are rehearsing life at full speed, processing new emotions, testing boundaries. They have never met before. Adults dream too, but differently. We revisit, we reflect, we practice subtlety, and though we often forget our dreams, their emotional residue remains. You may wake up feeling peaceful or uneasy without knowing why. That is your rehearsal speaking, an echo from your night. Staged out REM sleep is also tied to memory integration, but not the factual kind. This is where emotional memories are softened. The sharpness of pain may be dulled, the confusion of conflict sorted into sense. In this way, dreams heal. They do not erase what hurt, but they help you carry it with more ease. During M, your brain acts almost like waking. Your neurons fire rapidly. Your body is paralyzed to prevent movement, and yet you are deeply unconscious. This paradox is part of REM's beauty. It allows your body to rest while your mind explores. You are allowed to test without consequence, to try on fear without risk. to play through love without loss. This is essential for psychological well-being. People deprived of REM sleep can become irritable, forgetful, emotionally fragile. Their minds miss the nightly rehearsal. The stories go unplayed. The feelings go unprocessed. It is no surprise then that antidepressants, stress, and alcohol can interfere with REM sleep. Not because they block sleep entirely, but because they disrupt the deep, dreaming cycles. Without dreams, we are less whole. But when REM flows smoothly, your mind steps into its second life. One not limited by physics or logic or fear. You run faster. You speak in colors. You revisit the long lost. You speak to versions of yourself you didn't know were waiting. And all the while, your brain is learning, adjusting, rehearsing what it means to be human. In some dreams, you resolve arguments. In others, you relive them. But each time, you leave the rehearsal slightly changed. This is not fiction. This is neuroscience. Brain scans show clear differences in regions activated during REM. They show patterns that match the architecture of emotion, of memory, of storytelling. Your mind is not wasting time. It is preparing. By the time you awaken, even if you remember nothing, you have rehearsed. You have practiced life without ever leaving your pillow. So tonight, as your body enters stillness and your brain begins to flicker with light, let the rehearsal begin. Let your mind walk through imagined doorways. Let your thoughts untangle through symbols. Let yourself feel, even if the story makes no sense, because somewhere beneath the oddness, your brain is working on your behalf. It is helping. You become just a little more ready for tomorrow. You lie still beneath the blanket, but inside, a quiet restoration is underway. It begins the moment you surrender to sleep, not with noise, but with an ancient biological hush, a lullaby sung by your cells themselves. Every system in your body listens to sleep, but none perhaps so attentively as your immune system. The guardians of your health, those silent, tireless workers who protect you from within, become most active when you rest. You are not aware of them, and you don't need to be. That is their gift. They heal without needing applause. But sleep is what allows them to gather, to coordinate, to mend what the day has broken down. During sleep, especially in the deepest stages, your body releases cytokines, small proteins, that act like messengers. Some call them the language of healing. They help cells talk to one another, signal the presence of infection, direct attention to wounds, and calm inflammation where it's no longer needed. Cytokines rise during sleep. They don't do this by chance. Sleep creates the space for their delicate work, when energy is no longer spent on walking, eating, or planning. When all that power can be redirected inward. If your body is fighting something, a virus, a cut, a hidden inflammation, sleep allows the army to gather. White blood cells circulate. Tissues begin to rebuild. Bone marrow, deep and quiet, continues crafting new defenders. Your heart rate drops slightly. Your body temperature lowers. Stress hormones like cortisol fall away. All of these changes are not just comfortable, they are medicinal. They create an internal climate where healing can unfold. Think of sleep as a greenhouse in darkness, a place where immune cells grow strong, where damaged cells are cleared like fallen petals, where the soil of your body is turned gently to prepare you for the next day's bloom. And it's not only about fighting sickness. Sleep is when your body repairs the small, unseen injuries of everyday life. Tiny tears in your muscles, cellular fatigue in your organs, microfractures from strain. Even your DNA, damaged subtly by stress and light and time, has a chance to repair itself during sleep. This work cannot be done while you're awake, because when you're awake, you're busy being human, moving, thinking, responding. Sleep is when you pause long enough for the body to do its deepest labor. Have you ever noticed how fevers rise at night? How aches intensify in darkness? That is not a flaw. That is your immune system hard at work, raising the temperature to fight harder, uninterrupted by distraction. And when sleep is good, you often wake up not just rested, but better. A sore throat eased, a cut closed, an ache softened. You may not feel it happen, but your immune system was awake when you were not. Even your gut, a place dense with immune activity, responds to sleep. Its lining repairs, its bacteria realign. Because healing is not confined to one system, it is the entire garden, responding to night. And when you lose sleep, your immune strength fades. Even a single night of poor rest can weaken your defense against illness. Vaccines work better when followed by good sleep. Wounds close faster. Inflammation calms. These are not beliefs. They are biology. Your body needs this rhythm, this cycle of activity and surrender. You are not meant to push endlessly forward. You are meant to retreat, to grow strong again in stillness. So tonight, as you lie in quiet, know that your immune system is not idle. It is present. It is watchful. It is rebuilding you in ways you may never see, but will surely feel. Let yourself rest in that truth. You do not need to command the healing. You only need to step aside and let the garden tend itself. Sleep may feel like a single seamless journey, but beneath the stillness, your brain follows a pattern, a cycle shaped by time, biology, and deep necessity. This cycle is made of stages, each one with its own rhythm, its own task, its own gentle purpose. You do not fall into sleep all at once. You descend. And then you rise again. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes. And in one full night, you drift through 4 to 6 of these journeys, riding the wave from light to deep to dreaming. And back again. The journey begins in stage 1, where sleep is as light as breath on a window pane. You are barely asleep, and the world is still near. A sound might wake you. A thought might pull you back. This is the threshold, the doorway between waking and rest. Here, your heartbeat slows. Your muscles begin to relax. Your brain waves shift from alpha to theta, soft, slow pulses that signal the first surrender. Then comes stage 2. Deeper now. Body temperature falls, eyes still. The world slips farther away. Your brain begins a curious dance here, sending bursts of activity called sleep spindles and K-complexes, brief flashes of electrical energy that may help protect sleep from interruptions. Some scientists believe these bursts help lock in memories, a kind of invisible stitching, quiet and precise. Then, without effort, you enter stage 3, also known as slow-wave sleep or deep sleep. This is the body's sanctuary. Here, delta waves take over, the slowest, deepest brain waves of all. They rise like long ocean swells, pulling you far beneath the surface. It is during this stage that your body heals. Tissues repair. Bones grow. The immune system, as we've seen, gathers its strength. Children spend more time here as they grow and rebuild at astonishing speed. But even adults need this depth, for clarity, for renewal, for peace. Waking from deep sleep can feel heavy, as if you've been pulled from underwater. And that's because you have from the deepest pool of the night's architecture. And then you rise again. After deep sleep comes REM, rapid eye movement sleep, the dreaming stage, the mind's rehearsal room. We explored its theater before, the flickering lights behind closed eyes, the wild brain activity, the dreaming self at play. What's curious is that as the night progresses, your cycles begin to change. Early in the night, you spend more time in deep, slow-wave sleep, as if your body prioritizes healing first. But as morning nears, your cycles lean toward REM, toward dreaming, integration. An emotional rehearsal. It's a beautifully intelligent system. Front-load the night with repair, end it with reflection. Restore the body first, and prepare the mind, and all of. It happens without a single conscious command. Your brain is the architect. And sleep is its cathedral, built every night, dismantled every morning, with no tools but waves and rhythm and breath. Even small disruptions, a late-night screen, a skipped cycle, a shortened night, can chip away at this architecture. The structure becomes unstable. You may wake feeling unrested, not because you didn't sleep, but because the design wasn't followed. But when the pattern holds, when cycles flow cleanly, you rise from sleep not only rested, but restructured. Your thoughts come easier. Your body moves with more grace. Your reactions soften, not because the world has changed, but because you have been quietly rebuilt in the night. Sleep is not a blank space. It is a choreography, a rhythm passed down through generations of life, written into the folds of your DNA. Even animals, from birds to whales, follow their own versions of this nightly structure. Some sleep with half their brain awake. Some dive deep, some barely dip. But all obey the cycle, because it is older than memory, older than thought. Tonight, as you drift into your own cycle, you do not need to understand it fully. You only need to trust that it will hold you, that your brain, in its quiet genius, knows the pattern, from light to deep, from deep to dream, and back again. The stages unfold like a tide meeting the shore over and over. Each return is different. Each wave leaves something behind. And in the morning, you will stand on that shore, carrying the gift of every cycle you moved through. As your body sinks into the stillness of night, and your mind journeys through dreamscapes and deep rest. Not all parts of your brain take the same pause. Some regions stay quietly awake, watchful and alert, like sentinels on a midnight wall. These are the night watchers, special circuits that guard the border between sleep and wakefulness. They balance two ancient needs, the need to rest and the need to stay safe. Sleep is a vulnerable state. Your body is still, your awareness dimmed, but the world outside continues, with sounds, changes, threats unknown. Your brain evolved to protect you even then. One of the most important night watchers is the reticular activating system, a network deep in your brainstem. It acts like a gatekeeper, deciding when to allow signals of alertness to rise. It filters the noise, letting peaceful silence pass, but waking you if danger calls. Another guardian is the hypothalamus, a small but powerful region that controls sleep cycles, temperature, hunger, and hormone release. It keeps track of your body's internal clock, helping you stay aligned with day and night. Within the hypothalamus lies the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your master clock. It uses light cues from your eyes to set the rhythm of your sleep and wakefulness. Even in darkness, it continues ticking, guiding your cycles without pause. Then there is the amygdala, the keeper of emotion and fear. It remains sensitive during sleep, ready to raise an alarm if something unsettling stirs. Its activity sometimes colors your dreams with shadows, but it also ensures safety deep in rest. Together, these night watchers coordinate to maintain balance. They ensure that while most of your brain rests, you do not slip too far from alertness. This is why loud noises or sudden movements can sometimes jolt you awake. Your night watchers were designed to listen, to protect. Their vigilance is a gift, but it can also create tension. When anxiety or stress rises, the night watchers can become hyper-alert. They raise barriers that block restful sleep, leaving you caught between wakefulness and slumber. Understanding this delicate balance can help you ease those nights. Creating calm, darkness, and safety around you can quiet the night watchers. Letting them rest too. Your brain is not a simple machine. It is a living guardian, a watchful, caring presence. Tonight, as you drift into your cycles, imagine these night watchers standing silent, not in battle, but in gentle vigil, watching over you, holding you safe. While you rest, the night has held you in its quiet arms, and now, as dawn approaches, your body begins its slow, careful return. Waking is not a sudden event, but a graceful unfolding, a gentle tide flowing. Back from rest to alertness. Within your brain, the reticular activating system begins to stir, shifting the balance from sleep to wakefulness. Neurons fire with increasing frequency, brainwaves speed up, and your senses gradually reawaken. Your circadian rhythm, guided by the master clock in the suprachiasmatic nucleus, has anticipated this moment for hours. It uses cues from light, soft, early rays slipping through curtains, the subtle changes in air temperature, the faint sounds of morning life to prepare your body for the day ahead. Hormones rise and fall in delicate balance. Cortisol, your natural wake-up hormone, increases in the early morning, gently nudging your heart and lungs to work faster, your muscles to regain strength, and your mind to sharpen focus. At the same time, melatonin, the hormone of darkness, declines, releasing its hold on your body's rest. Your body temperature rises slowly, blood pressure adjusts, and your breathing deepens. This internal choreography is designed for ease, to prevent the shock of sudden awakening. Yet many of us experience mornings that feel jarring, hearts pounding, minds racing, as if we have been yanked from a deep well. This discomfort often comes from disrupting sleep cycles. Waking during deep sleep or REM stages can leave you groggy and disoriented. The term for this is sleep inertia, the fog that lingers as your brain transitions. The best waking comes when your sleep cycles complete naturally, allowing you to rise from light sleep stages where consciousness is nearer and transitions. Our smooth sunlight plays a crucial role. Natural light triggers specialized cells in your eyes that send signals to your brain's clock, reinforcing wakefulness. That's why exposure to morning light is a gentle and powerful way to wake gracefully. Your breathing may deepen as you yawn, a way your body increases oxygen to awaken muscles and brain, and your mind, once blurred, begins to sharpen. Thoughts become clearer, memories more accessible, and emotions more balanced. Some people wake quickly and easily, while others require more time. A slow stretch, a few deep breaths, a moment to orient themselves. Both are natural rhythms. You allow yourself to move gently, to give your body time to adjust. Waking becomes a sacred moment, a mindful transition from rest to life. In this moment, your brain consolidates the last threads of memory from sleep. It strengthens connections, prepares you for learning, and sets the stage for creativity and focus. Waking is a new beginning, but it is also a continuation. Your night's work is not over when you open your eyes. It echoes through your day, shaping your energy, your thoughts, your feelings. So tonight, as you prepare to sleep, remember that waking is part of the journey too. A journey not rushed, but savored, carried gently from dream to dawn. Sleep is not just something that happens to you. It is something you can invite. A quiet ritual, a gift you offer yourself every night. The science of sleep reveals many secrets, but the simplest truth remains. How you live during the day shapes how you rest at night. Your habits, your environment, your thoughts all play a part in the art of rest. One of the most important rhythms is consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps your internal clock stay steady. It tells your body when to expect rest and when to prepare for wakefulness. Your sleep environment matters deeply. Cool, dark, and quiet rooms invite deeper sleep. Soft textures, comfortable bedding, and minimal distractions create a sanctuary where your body can surrender easily. Light is a powerful messenger. Avoid bright screens and harsh lighting before bed. Instead, choose warm, dim light that signals calm and safety. Your mind also needs peace. Stress and worry can tighten sleep's gentle grip. Simple practices like deep breathing, gentle stretching, or meditation can soothe your nervous system, quiet racing thoughts, and invite rest. Nutrition plays a subtle role too. Heavy meals late at night can disrupt digestion and sleep. Limiting caffeine and alcohol, especially in the evening, helps. Your body relax more fully. Movement during the day is a friend to sleep. Gentle exercise promotes deeper rest, but avoid vigorous activity close to bedtime. Listening to your body's natural signals, the slight heaviness of your eyelids, the slowing of your breath, the softening of your mind, is perhaps the most important habit. When you honor these whispers, you prepare the way for sleep's renewal. Sleep is not just about quantity, but quality. A night of fragmented rest cannot offer the same gifts as one of deep, uninterrupted cycles. But even if your night is not perfect, remember, every moment of rest counts. Every breath, every slow heartbeat is part of the healing dance. You do not have to force sleep. You only need to welcome it gently, like a dear friend arriving after a long day. Trust your body. Trust the rhythms woven into your biology. Let go of the need to control and open to the possibility of rest. Sleep is a sacred art, one you practice each night with patience, kindness, and care. And with each night's rest, you give yourself the chance to awaken whole, renewed, ready to meet the world again.